Hey guys, Level Cap here, and tomorrow is a really big day for me and many other first-person shooter fans around the world. If you like tactical military-style shooters, well, the second phase of the Call of Duty beta is kicking off on Thursday, and it's going to be available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4, and it's going to enable cross-platform play. And at some point during the second phase of this beta, whether it's tomorrow or at some point over the weekend, they're going to enable the new Ground War game mode, which will be the 32v32 mode with vehicles, large maps, sort of a large domination or conquest format game mode. It looks phenomenal. Now, of course, I'll be streaming it in the morning tomorrow, testing out its performance on PC and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot that I want to talk about going into this and why this is sort of a big event for first-person shooter gamers. Not only is this the next Call of Duty game, I mean, they come out with a new Call of Duty game just about once a year, and they're fun and exciting, but this one is very special. It means a lot to a lot of people because it's going back in time. It's going back to an era in which I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of left the Call of Duty franchise. I think you see a lot of people that kind of bail from a game franchise at one point or another. I see a lot of people that say, Modern Warfare 2 was the last game I played. Black Ops 2 or whatever was the last one I was into. The one that really was the last Call of Duty game that I played seriously was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Came out in 2007. I played the heck out of it, loved it. All the maps were amazing. I remember them all incredibly well. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out. I bought it, tried it, and within about 2 weeks, I just wasn't into it anymore. Enough had changed. Enough of the aesthetics, the style of that game had changed that I just wasn't really digging it, and everybody falls off at a certain point or another. I'm not going to knock Modern Warfare 2 because I know a lot of people absolutely love that game, but that's where it was for me. And that hasn't really been as big of an issue for me because I was more than content to play the heck out of the Battlefield franchise. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 absolutely kicked butt when bringing the modern military shooter to all platforms. And I've put so many hours into those games and really enjoyed it. But also, since Battlefield 4, DICE has very much changed their tune. You could argue that their shooters have become a little bit less relevant. They've been interesting, but they've also changed up a lot of styles, and many of the things that people might have enjoyed about Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 sort of went away, much like the Call of Duty franchise. Both franchises moved away from the modern tactical shooter and sort of got caught up in historical or more stylized variants of maybe the games that a lot of players really fell in love with. Now, obviously, both franchises have stayed successful and they've done well, but there is a group of fans a large group of fans that just really wants this style of game. And basically, both franchises had stopped focusing on it for a long time, and everybody was waiting for them to come back to it. When's the next modern military shooter that doesn't throw all kinds of crazy hyper gadgets in there and take me out of the elements? I want something believable, something tactical, something with cool pacing. This is it. This is what we're getting with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And the big 64-player game mode is designed basically to just go right after the Battlefield fan base. I mean, this is without question an attack on the Battlefield franchise, and a welcome one, because let's be honest, the Battlefield franchise has left anyone who's been a fan of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 high and dry for a long time. And now Call of Duty is saying, here's a game that's going to appeal to both Call of Duty fans and Battlefield fans alike. The weapon progression system has got those attachments in there that modify the gun. They're based on realistic weapon attachments, realistic sort of properties of how they might change a weapon's performance. Things that we had in Battlefield 4 and went away and were never to be seen again are now in this game, and they're better than they were in Battlefield 4. The progression, the tactical, the kit building, all that stuff, far better, far superior than what we've had in previous Battlefield games, and it's coming in the large format mode. Now, of course, I haven't played the large format mode. It could be a complete disaster. It could be a joke. There could be kill streaks popping off left, right, and center, making it an insanely chaotic and non-tactical experience. but it could also be incredibly well balanced. The thing is most people haven't played it yet, and even at the large live stream event where they invited a lot of really big streamers out to play and showcase the game, when they tried to show off the large ground war game mode, well, it crashed. They couldn't get it up and running. It was not stable. It's been a little bit since then, not a huge amount of time, but hopefully it's been enough time to get the large format game mode up and running. Obviously, they said they're going to have it, so people are expecting them to have it, but the one time that we saw them try and show it off, it did crash. So there's still no actual proof that they're going to be able to deliver on this, but they did say it was going to be part of the second beta, which, as far as I know, will be spanning across 4 days. And so at some point, maybe right at the start, it will be available to play, and people will be playing the new large format game mode with vehicles. I'm very curious to see how helicopters and tanks factor into Call of Duty. It's going to be very interesting. It's definitely not going to be the same as Battlefield, but as many people have already said, myself included, the gunplay and stuff like that is very satisfying. Recoil characteristics, all that kind of stuff is very, very satisfying. And I think just having all the really nice gunplay and class building in a large format mode is going to be enough for most players, even if the vehicle mechanics and stuff feel a bit more arcadey than maybe a Battlefield fan is used to. It's probably still going to be an incredibly appealing and enjoyable experience. Now, there has been a little bit of a meme going around talking about how microtransactions are going to ruin the game. I see that on just about every bit of Call of Duty Modern Warfare content I post out there. Call of Duty in the past has put some of their weapon unlocks behind microtransactions, which in a full paid retail game is a pretty big no-no for most modern gamers. This is a tactic used in free-to-play games for the most part, or super aggressive pay-to-win model style games. And yeah, you saw how people reacted when DICE put out Star Wars Battlefront 2 and put some of the most famous Star Wars characters behind loot crates and stuff like that. Fans absolutely lost their minds. EA stock plummeted. Legislation was initiated around the world. It was kind of the event of the year for gaming. It was big news, big stuff going on. But that in part was also tied into the Star Wars franchise and the insane popularity behind it. Call of Duty has definitely gotten a lot of flack recently for some of their loot crate policies. We're going to see if they remedy that for the game, or if they do just try and monetize the absolute bejesus out of it. That's something that I have no idea what they're going to do. I'm not quite as plugged into the Call of Duty world as somebody who plays the game regularly, so you'd probably have a better idea about it, but I do follow the news, and so it is without question possible that they might get a bit too aggressive with their microtransactions. There's also the sort of idea that a month or two in, everybody's going to be running around in a unicorn outfit with glow-in-the-dark guns and pulsating lava skins and stuff on their weapons. It could get ridiculous. Hopefully they don't go overboard with the cosmetics, or the cosmetics are more situationally appropriate. So you've got cool camos and stuff like that. I actually always thought EA's reboot of Medal of Honor did an excellent job of providing a lot of really cool variety to weapon skins and camos that were also appropriate for a tactical shooter. And I like that. So I'm sort of hoping that maybe COD follows the same line there and doesn't get too overboard with some of the rainbow skins and whatnot going on. But we'll see. Anything could happen. It is the Call of Duty franchise. Nobody really knows what's going to become of it. So the second beta, which kicks off tomorrow, is going to be a lot of firsts for this franchise, and you should definitely be paying attention. The first time we're doing full cross-platform play in the Call of Duty game, let alone, most AAA first-person shooters supporting that kind of stuff. And also the first time that Call of Duty is expanding their game mode size up to 64 players, not counting the Blackout Battle Royale game mode in their previous title, which is sort of a different experience with the Battle Royale experience. This, though, is just a standard format game mode. It's 64 players, and they've even talked about doing larger format game modes later. So this is all very, very exciting. I cannot wait to check it out. Once again, tune in tomorrow. I'll be streaming it. I'll be making videos on my initial impressions and whatnot. Very excited for it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you then. This is Level Cap signing out.